Yeah, David, you mentioned just the transition to Penske and everything. What was it about, the team that intrigued you wanting to join them, and just how comfortable have you felt so far going into the year?
I mean, it's been real comfortable. I mean, like I said, these guys have treated like opened me, with open arms. They've been really friendly. We've already been getting along. Been doing a lot of data work, and also just with the crew guys, just working with them every single day on all sorts of the cars. So no, it feels really good. Like I said, this is the most prepped and most ready I've ever felt going into a season.
It's a team that's, as a whole, just trying to get back on track this season. How can you help them do that?
Well, coming in, I guess I'm a fresh face, right? Can maybe do a fresh outlook on things. Have a Gen Z look on data. So we'll be bringing that in. But I think with Scott and Joseph, already talking with them and working with them, I think it's going to be a good trio.
What do you think a successful 2026 looks like for you?
Consistency. I think that's what really matters in IndyCar. We have so many different circuits. You have street, road, ovals. And through all of it, they're all just so different. So to have consistency between all of them, that would be a successful year for me.
Back row, who's got it? Tony?
Yeah, playing off of that, I mean, how important for us for a fast start? Obviously, there was 2024. You didn't start till midsummer last year. Your first top 10 came at Indy with that second place finish, but there's expectations on you this year, obviously, as there's always going to be on a Penske driver. So, how important is it for you to get off to that fast start?
Yeah, I think it'll be important. But either way, like you said, it's been, I mean, since 2024, I've been jumping teams like crazy. So I think a little bit more familiar on what it takes, now as like the priorities of jumping into a new team. So I think, and know what to run through it, but also not going to fret. If things are taking some time and learning this new car, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's just going to be trying to make sure that we'll get there, because eventually we will get there. We'll learn it as I have with any other car previously. So I'm not really too pressured on that. So I think it'll be fine.
Feel like things are going to click quickly. There's obviously verbiage and communication with engineer and team and such like that. But when do you feel like as a driver you'll know it's clicked? Is it you roll off the truck fast? Is it the adjustments that you make? Communication? What are you looking for in those first couple?
Uh, I think, for this year, I think it's going to click quicker than it has before with any other team, just from all the prep that we've done, and having all of these resources available to me. So, like I said, going into the season, this is the most prepared and ready that I've ever felt, and most excited to actually go out there and get it done, because I think we'll make a big jump right off the bat. So that is what I'm thinking. But either way, even if it doesn't, still not the end of the world. I know eventually we'll get there, like I've done with previous teams. So when it will feel like it's clicked, I don't know. I guess once we unroll and Sebring and see how things are feeling, I think that'll be a clear judgment heading into preseason.
Austin?
Have you noticed anything different with how Team Penske operates? Talk about the team term Penske Perfect. Have you noticed anything how they operate compared to other teams you've been at in the past?
Yeah, well, it's perfect in there. I mean, it's clean. Everything is clean, shiny, everything's hidden. It's kind of tough to find garbage cans in there, though. I'm not gonna lie. They're all hidden. They don't. I remember it took me a long time to find one, but no, everything in there is spotless. It's definitely the top of the top. You can see everybody there, no matter what the position is. Everybody's trying their hardest and working their best, and you can see why the results always come with Team Penske. So it feels good to be a part of that environment, and I'm excited to see what it does to me and what it can change for myself.
All right, to your right, David. Eric in the middle.
Yeah, how tough is it going to be, start of the season to not try to compare yourself to Will, or what Will did, or what Will's doing in the next car? Is that easy to block out just because everything's so new, or is that just kind of natural? You're just always going to kind of look back?
Yeah, I mean, from my side, it's not really going to be much of an effect to me. I'm going to be focused on my own thing, focused on the 12. Obviously, I'm going to be creating my own legacy on the 12 car, David Malukas, Verizon number 12. That's what I'm going to be focused on. So, I don't know, it's not really going to be affecting me. I'm going to be focused on, results from my side. That's going to be my big focus.
And how the move go? I mean, I talked to you last time when you moved from Chicago to Indy, and you said your dad was trying to set up rooms or something in your house, and now you've even moved further away. So is he going to be a welcome visitor, or are you just kind of excited to be further away from them?
No, yeah, he'll be a welcome visitor. He's called me a lot more than we used to talk, because now I'm like so far away. So he's pretty much calling me, I don't know. It's been like 3 times a day. He's like, hey. he's like, and then he'll text me because then like sometimes I won't answer because I'm like, I know he just wants to talk, and then he'll text me, call me, like call me. I was like, oh man, what's going on? I call him. He's like, hey, so what's up, man? What's going on? How is it, Charlotte? It's good. Well, tell me, Penske, what's going on? So he's been super excited, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go now. He's like, oh yeah, wait. He does these stutters where he just wants to remain on the call, but he's just more excited than I am. I mean, he's having a great time.
Sounds like he wants to move down there.
He wants to also move to Charlotte very bad. Yeah, I think he's trying to find an excuse with the company, with HMD, trying to be like, hey, maybe Charlotte. I don't know. Let's try to go there.
The impression of your dad is spot on, by the way.
It's pretty good,
Really
right?
good,
It's pretty good.
actually. Yeah.
I've had 24
Scary.
years of practice.
Scary is what it is. Go ahead, sir.
So, Dave, you had talked about, being in and out of the seat, jumping teams. You also had the lingering problem with the wrist. Do you kind of feel like after all of that, after all this time, you're finally, like, the waters have sort of calmed where you can really maximize this opportunity that you've got now with Penske?
100%. I feel like everything's timed to perfection in that perspective. We were changing all these teams, but even throughout that time, I was still dealing with some wrist stuff, even last season, on the start of it, having some residual pain and these weird things. So just also getting back into the seat, I was having some tough struggles that, I didn't really speak about just because I knew eventually it would go away, but it was a long time, man. That injury, it really stayed. But now it's the first time ever where injury free, there's no more residual things. I don't need to do any PT, no more stretching. The wrist is what it is now, and feels good. Everything is just timed to perfection. Like I said, I moved to Charlotte, can work on all this data and put my head down and get ready.
Let's take two more in person, then we go to Zoom. Bruce, David. Go ahead, Bruce.
How convenient is it that the Chevy simulator is just right up the street from you now?
Yeah, it makes the world of a difference, because before you'd have to do a whole flight and multiple days, and now I can just drive right up there, and it's a lot better because it's honestly the big difference I'd say is just from an energy perspective, because I would always do like the early morning flight and then go straight into the sim. So even just performance on the sim now is definitely better since I'm having a full proper sleep.
And also, where it's located next to the Hendrick Motorsports campus, do you marvel at just how big that place is and how impressive the Hendrick complex is? Because you've got a pretty impressive team yourself up in Mooresville.
Yeah, it is impressive, but I mean, I felt that walking into Team Penske. I mean, that place was huge as well. So yeah, it's all very cool stuff happening in Charlotte.
And of the NASCAR drivers, they're in it. I know Ryan Blaney was telling me a couple of weeks ago, he's chatted with you a bit, really likes what you're going to bring to the team. He seems to be a young guy that's able to connect with a lot of the same type of fans that you do. So what's that been like so far?
Yeah, it's been good for me because from my side, the NASCAR knowledge, I don't really watch. I never really watched it and all that stuff. So now with them, I'm starting to get into it, learn it a little bit more. But Ryan has probably been the one that Austin too. Austin actually, he's got some good memes. We were sharing some memes and stuff. He's got a good folder. But Ryan was he's really good. He's good at being like quick with some funny stuff. Like he'll just be talking and he'll just say something so impulsively out of the blue, but it's hilarious. So Ryan's been a good guy to be around.
Go ahead, David.
It's I wanted to spin it off that question actually. The perception of Team Penske from the outside is always that it's such a buttoned up team and it's so strict and regimented. But you obviously are a guy who loves to have fun, to post memes. I suppose I'll ask this question. I think I know the answer. Are you changing it all for this team?
No, I definitely not. And they made that clear. Like I had that same perspective. I was like, all right, Team Penske. I know everything seems to be all wound up, but when you need to be professional and we need to get results, it's going to be there. And they just have that good balance of when do we need to do that. But, everybody in there is still having a good time and everybody's still having fun. And even talking to all the drivers, I mean, it's a really, really good environment. I mean, one of the best I've seen. So Team Penske just have that good middle ground. And from my side, yeah, I'm just going to still remain who I am and be myself with the memes, all that stuff. I have been off a little bit of the socials, but I think it's just my age is starting to go up a little bit now, and I'm almost getting that perspective, I feel like I'm getting away from my phone a little bit. So, a little bit sad, but we're gonna get back to it. I'm getting back, feeling like I'm coming back with the people. I'm gonna maybe start streaming this new IndyCar game. So I think it's gonna be my way back in.
And then I wanted to ask, well, you should definitely look at your phone more with your sponsor. I mean, I would think that you should always be looking at the Verizon phone. But
well, even if I'm not looking at it, it's ready to go. I mean, it's pinging me all the time. It's fast, but from social media side, I've been looking at it for work now. I'm growing up. I'm calling, doing phone calls now. I used to never do phone calls. I used to just do text messages.
Wanted to ask, well, some of those people that I'm sure you've called a couple of times are Joseph Newgarden and Scott McLaughlin. I know we've spoken to them the last couple of days, and you haven't had a lot of time with them yet, but what's that relationship been like, and how's it been to grow it?
It's been really good. Especially with Scott, also being based in Charlotte, we've been able to actually meet in person quite a bit, and he's actually been super open with everything when it comes to all of his data and ideas, and we all talk with each other and come up with all these plans. It's been really good. And like I said, the connection with the team, from drivers, engineers, mechanics, all has been a fantastic connection. I'm just can't wait to get started and go out there and see what we can do.